Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Ra Zim, currently as Paint the African Wild Dog. And this is Stardew Valley. We're, just gonna have a chill time tonight, enjoying this game. Apparently holding an omelet over our heads, petting the Dio. Of course, we can't forget to kiss Shane. Mwah. Let's see here. The spirits are neutral. Oh yeah, I got my slingshot back. Thanks, Bam. I'm really not certain I want to know why you've got random energy tonics laying around, but thank you. Ah, hello there, Liam. And how's the good cobalt today? The moon falls tomorrow to wish you something? And what are you going to, wish?
Joke.
Also, give me a moment, everybody. Of course, I get started, and, then I get a message that I need to look at. Well, that's not going to be much of a birthday party if everything else is destroyed. But to each their own, I suppose. As everybody immediately begins stocking up on coins. You guys wouldn't do anything bad to paint, would you?
I would kiss paint.
What was that?
I would kiss paint.
Paint would respawn with many licks. Okay, gotta go deposit all this. Liam, why are you talking about yourself in the third person? Well, absolutely, Sirio. An Anthro one, anyways. Alright, this will go in there. And I'd especially smooch a red panda. Are you guys, like, gearing up for a fight here? The heck? Yeah, Era's not into the TF thing there, Sirio. Alright, let's go gather all these. And replace them with more things to cook. And process. We'll move those to the barn. And orange jelly, peach jelly, pale ale, and pickled summer squash. You guys do know that this is not a PvP situation. You know, it's not me versus you guys, right? You know that, right? Y'all know I love you, right? Yeah, well, Gib Gab, you're a streamer too now. Hey, Gib Gab, you should come join Voice.
Yeah, come join voice because I'm not entertaining enough.
I did not say that.
I mean, I could talk about the makeup that I'm organizing right now. Do you think you're a 180 revolutionary or a 125 inspirer? Or perhaps a 115 founder?
What? Are those actual things?
Yeah, these are lipstick colors.
Oh. Oh, I see. I had no idea that those were colors.
Their choices for color names are very interesting, to say the least.
I mean, I know I'm not an artist at all, but I'm pretty sure, there was orange, red, blue, green, yellow, purple. Pretty sure those are the kind of foundational colors out there. I really do not recall Revolutionary from kindergarten.
Well, it's a shade of red, and the shade of red is supposed to convey the attitude of revolutionary.
Oh, I have been warped.
Maybe you're a shade number 65, seductress.
What?
What?
Also, thank you for warping me over here before spawning a bomb near me. I would have been very much upset, like, not in the fun way, uh, if I lost my something on my farm. Again.
And to be honest, Maybelline has the most sensible color names.
I know that, there are a lot of very interesting names out there for colors and other hygiene and beauty products. I, for one, will never understand I'll never understand the whole driftwood. What the hell kind of scent is driftwood? And that sort of thing.
I, I mean, as far as scents, it's pretty straightforward.
No!
Oh, don't you dare start with the moist thing.
Why, Raijin? You don't want to get all moist talking to me?
I think that's more of a risk for you. I mean, just think how moist my paws could get after a long day of work.
There. We have acquired upgrade. I now have Lava Katana. Alright, now to get back to my house so I can finish my daily stuff that I needed to do. Hi, Linus. And the next 25k gold will go towards... Oh, it's okay. Geeman's cleaning you up there, Raijin. Oh, and me too, apparently. Ah, Gip Gap is now sheep. Understood.
Quite fitting because listening to him puts me to sleep.
Ouch. Gip Gap's threatening you now.
That's fine. I hold all the power because I'm going to be drawing verbs soon.
Oh, true, true.
I really hate makeup sometimes. Time to take this entire picture apart so that I can get 3 crayons that fell inside of it because of the design of it allows the crayons to just slip through the cracks and get stuck. Genius.
Did you say crayons?
Crayons.
You just have individual crayons in your store?
Makeup crayons, yeah.
Use crayons and make... You know what? Fair enough. Whatever.
You, do
As I
you
told
want
my
me to explain
mom
to you?
when... As I told my mom when she was trying to get my opinion about some sexy Santa outfit. I'm not that kind of gay.
Also, can you say crayon again?
Crayon?
Okay, thank you.
I'm feeling mocked now.
No. Okay, I already swapped that one. Out of curiosity, can you say cranberry?
Cranberry?
Okay, thank you.
Now I'm feeling even more like you're mocking me.
I'm not mocking you, I just find it interesting.
What?
I mean, I'm just not sure if it's my southern drawl coming through where I have to say crayon, or if it's a Midwesterner accent where you say crayon.
I don't even know what my accent is. Considering I was born in Ohio, I've lived in California, or Northern California, Southern California, North Carolina, Ohio again, Utah, Nebraska. I have no idea if I even have an accent anymore.
You do. For example, crayon.
So you are mocking me!
I'm not mocking you about it, I just find it interesting.
Razim will remember this.
And what will you do about it?
Mwah.
Ah. Why is this one shorter? This crayon is shorter for some reason.
Because somebody used it.
No, it's a plastic tube. It's just straight up a shorter plastic tube. The seal isn't broken, so no one has used it. And it's the same exact product, it's just shorter.
Oh, that lady's here.
Ah,
I've only got 6,000 gold, but hopefully it'll get me something. Please don't close up shop before I get there. You closed up shop.
see, this shade of red is 160 stop at nothing, while this shade of red is 155 achieve it all.
What?
What?
Those are... No! No!
What, you don't think is shade of red '05 is live on the edge?
No!
Shade 100 live and learn. Shade 105 hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Okay, I made up the last two.
I mean, outside of you saying so, I would have had no idea.
Those are lyrics from a Sonic song. I don't think they would do that.
I would not put it past them.
Oh, so you're going with number 10, trust your gut on that. Gotcha.
Oh no, definitely not trusting my gut right now.
Oh. See, the fun part is once I get to like, I get past all the lip liners and crayons and I get to that actual lipstick and it starts getting into colors like 133 Almond Hustle, 280 Rum Reach, 275 Crazy for Coffee, ooh, 920 in Nude Lust. Eighty, 80. Doesn't have an 8.
Liam, you will do no such thing to my boyfriend. Do I make myself clear? Good boy. Oh, you are a very good and obedient boy, though. And a very obedient little kobold. Hi, Sarah. Sorry for the splash damage. And kiss the Shane. Though I do need to step away for just a couple of minutes, guys. I will be right back. Sorry about that break, everybody. I am back. Let's get back into the game here. We got one more day left before summer. And lots of stuff to gather. Or before the end of summer. Hey, Seda. I can now make lobster bisque. I should check on Willie's shop as well. I think I can get access to his whatever you call it.
Okay, sorry, this one also just kind of killed me a little. obviously I'm Wikipedia link hopping now, so I see an article about American cuisine, and I'm like, okay, what do you have in this article? And I just click on the screenshots and start scrolling by, and it's like, okay, so pie, apples, turkey, gravy, crab, and then just like half a dozen pictures of fried food, milkshakes, and burgers.
Yeah, that sounds American. And the Stardew goes well, Seda. Just getting things going and situated before the fall arrives.
It's been ages since I've tried clam chowder. I kind of want to try it again. I remember it being good.
Clam chowder is one of those dishes that is either incredible or awful. At least in my experience. Definitely don't get it canned.
I wouldn't know because it kills me.
Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I will commit the ritualistic seppuku for talking about the forbidden thing.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is one of the few places I've eaten seafood at that I've liked was in Maine. But I think that makes sense in hindsight.
How are you doing though, Seda? Hope you're having a good day. Beep beep, about to head to bed? Well then, I hope you sleep very well. And wake up fully refreshed and ready for tomorrow. And if you don't, we can blame GipGap.
Exactly.
I mean, GibGab's a sheep now, so
True.
do your job, GibGab.
I'm part of the
Start jumping over the fence.
Come on, give me large goat milk. What?
I don't think I can give you goat milk. I can give you sheep milk.
Yeah, but I need goat milk.
Alright, you'll need to find a goat TF.
Can we retroactively blame GibGab? Yes.
I could use some feta cheese.
Good night. Sleep well. Don't let the Gib Gab bite.
I'm sorry, Dr. Liam, I do not traffic in organs. I am wholly not guilty of such a crime.
Yeah, I'd have to back up Gib Gab on that.
Yeah, if I was gonna sell organs, I would have already sold one of my kidneys. Like, do you know how much money that's worth? Like I said, the things I do for like a few $1,000s. I say wholly
Or
unprepared to deal with their
$20.
expectations. $20 is $20, okay? It's like, that's more than an hour of work for me. I could work for an hour, or I could make $20. Nah, I still don't think I could kill someone for money.
No?
Every now and then, like, you know, like every now and then I just sit there thinking, like, what would I do for money, right? Like, by streaming, I've already sold off my dignity. By, like, you know, by ever daring to be like, hey, I need help, can I have some money? I've already sold off any ounce of, like, excessive pride that I had and turned it into a little bit of humility. And then sometimes I think, like, okay, would I kill someone for money? Like, if someone came up to me and was like, I'll give you $1 million if you kill someone, would I do it? And it's always kind of a hard choice, because, like, at the core of it, right, like, I think maybe I do have a price. Like, would I be really willing to reject that? Because I know it's the easy answer to go, like, no, I wouldn't do that, I'm a good person, blah, blah, blah. But, like, okay, give me, I don't know, it's $5 million. I could literally live for the rest of my life without touching a workplace, provide for more than a few of my friends, and like live a comfortable, healthy, happy life forever. It's a lot.
Hold on, with how much?
I don't know, $5 million. I mean, it's enough to buy a home, and then that removes rent, and suddenly work is just will give that much more money. Or at the very least, it's enough to throw into long-term investments that give you an annual return on investment, which are self-sustaining and can constantly grow. And you still get like over 100 grand from that a year. Probably closer to 200 grand. Which is a lot of money. And that's without doing anything. The only finger I have to lift is to file taxes. And then, like, I think about it, right? And I'm like, would I do it? And it's a hard choice, because I kind of fall under what Sarah says, right? I don't think I could live with myself if I did it. And that's kind of the problem with it, because at the end of the day, I just sit there thinking, like, I know this will, like, destroy me. Like, I will not be able to live a happy life if I do this. So then what's the point of doing it? Like, if you told me, hey, you know, this is a bad person, this is someone who, like, I could at least mentally justify, like, okay, I don't know how much therapy I'll need to deal with it, because I know it's the kind of thing that if I did it will, like, haunt me in my dreams whenever I try to sleep. But, like, with literally no reasoning behind, hey, I'll pay you to do it, I don't think I could do it and live with myself. I'd probably end up, like, as dark as it is, I'd probably end up just giving all the money and then being like, okay, bye. Because I don't think I could do it. And it's kind of weird to think about, like, what would you actually do for money? And then it's like, yeah, it's easy to say I would never do it, or it's really easy to say, yeah, no, I'll do it for this much. You know, I mean, that's more than enough money. But then, like, how do I sleep? How do I live with myself after that? Because I don't think I could.
Gibcab, your mind is interesting. That's the word I'm going to use for it. Yes.
The problem is when I say the words I think, it reveals the fatal flaw that I think.
I mean, I'll make it a little bit easier for you and let you know that $5 million is not going to be enough to cover what you think it will. While it is true that the investments will go a long way if you put it all in the stock market, we have so far been through a historic bull run in the market ever since the 2008 recession. And has tremendously changed the perception most people have regarding the stock market. If you look at it from a more historical point of view, this is an absurd amount of gains in the stock market alone. Typically isn't enough to sustain retirement funds. Besides that, you also have to have the considerations of lawyer funds if you ever so much as get sued or taken to court about over your actions to acquire this money, which is very probable, even if there is some sort of clause that says that this won't happen due to the legality of the nature. So not only are you betting that this amount of money is going to be enough to sustain you for the rest of your life, which 5 million is cutting it kind of close for the rest of your life without having to do anything else, but also like you're just quite simply going to have massive headaches regarding that. On top of that, you're thinking that you would be able to sustain your friends with that kind of money, and that's incredibly unlikely.
Not sustain. Help.
Okay, how much helping do you think you would do?
I mean, that's kind of where it depends, because it really depends on what the numbers kind of come down to. And yes, I am making a lot of presuppositions, such as like, yeah, let's assume this is not legally a problem. Like, I don't know, the CIA goes like, hey, we need this person that you're the only one who can do it. Okay, cool. Now you get this money. Like, this is legal on the books, but also under the books, you know, just weird government gives me money for some reason, let's say. And I know the stock market recently is more inflated than anything else, but generally speaking, the 150-year average for the stock market comes out to around 7% after inflation. Even if you assume about a 4 to 5%, it's still entirely plausible to live off of it with a self-sustaining fund invested into the entire general stock market through long-term index funds. Like even assuming really bad worst-case scenario, it'll be even 3 or 4% would be enough to give around 200 grand. And good night.
Yes and no. I mean, like you are going to get that much money on average, probably, unless you have like a really, really horrendous market crash that completely destroys the funds and then it wipes out everything before it has a chance to recover, which is a particular thing. Like, let's say your portfolio goes down by 50%. And then it lasts for so long that you end up consuming a lot of that money before it starts climbing back up. That would be a tremendous issue for your liquidity. But also you have to consider the fact that, so say that this is coming from the government and it's fully legal. Well, the government's going to want to know where that money's coming from. Like, are you saying this is 5 million after it gets taxed? Because the government is going to want to know where it comes from.
Yeah, and like I know that part is the thing that we like completely ignored on this, because obviously if you take into consideration those, I mean, yeah, sure, I could, I don't know, do incredibly illegal things and make a ton of money, but it's the same problem as always. How do I get to actually spend this money? So I'm assuming I'm given like $5 million that I can actually spend, like just as an assumption. What is like the question is not really what are the logistics of being able to do this and get away with it. That's a different question. The logistics are how much of my morals or ethics could I sacrifice for money, and for how much would it be? If that makes sense. It's like the different point of the question. So you like we kind of like ignore that part. And yeah, it's entirely possible to do that, which is why, like, of course, there are different avenues. So, for example, to me, the biggest thing would be like being able to buy a home, even in the current home market. It doesn't have to be a really expensive one, because I already know what my general life is going to be. I don't want to provide for like a big family because I don't want to have kids. I basically just want to chill, and literally to me, I would be happy owning a small apartment or a small home, something that probably costs relatively little, and that immediately eliminates rent from my long-term payments, which is basically a lot of money. If you assume like $1,500 a month for the area, I mean that's what $15,000 a year save. 150 grand a decade. Do it over 4 decades. That's 600 grand that I've saved effectively on rent, with a home that is most likely accumulating value over time. Which, you know, even if I wanted to be like really sustainable with that, I could buy it in a growing area of town, wait for the price to rise, sell it, assuming of course the housing market doesn't absolutely crash in the next few years. Which, I mean, if it does, it'll still lower the value of the home that is going to be the only one that I'm going to own. So, you know, whatever it is ends up working. But I think with 5 million at the very least, I could live not a luxurious life, not like the life of luxury I've always dreamed of, but a comfortable life. Hey, one of my friends needs a bit of help with some payments here. Hey, they missed their rent payment and they need a place to stay. I can actually offer them a place to stay without whomever I'm renting from getting all pissy about it. You know, it opens up more options. And even on the financial side, yeah, it could easily be a help for some of them. And likewise, it means that even though I technically wouldn't have to work with a 5 million, I could at least do a job that I kind of want to do, or a low pressure job, and it would still be enough to cover at least some bills without necessarily, you know, eating away at all the money that I earn. Like, I could effectively spend more than I earn from work and still be happy because I have a lot of money thrown in the bank, basically.
Listen, I'm just trying to tell you that if you're making the consideration of doing an action that has a very strong risk factor of actually genuinely ending your life, because there's so many things that could go wrong here.
Yes.
If you're considering this action, 5 million is not nearly enough.
Yeah, it's effectively the least possible price, assuming basically most of these things aren't an issue.
I mean, what you're saying is that the least possible price, which means you're thinking it's high enough.
Yeah, it's the one that I would like basically start to consider it at. And to be fair, part of this is just like, because that's just kind of how I've always thought. I've never thought of like, oh yeah, no, I need like, give me 100 million for this. You know, it's just kind of not like the way I think. Like, effectively, it's what's the lowest price it could get negotiated to, if you will. And yeah, there's a reason I don't consider it. There's a reason I wouldn't do this. And broadly speaking, there's a reason, even if you like realistically like, okay, tomorrow some dude from the CIA comes over and is like, hey, we'll give you 100 million. Do this thing. Like, kill this person. No, I'm sorry, I don't want to. Because at the very least, one of the things that has changed a lot in my life is that I kind of want to live now, and I want to live a long and happy life. I want to do a lot of things. I don't see myself living past 30 because that's not how my brain works, but I want to live a long life.
To simplify this, look into the bankruptcy rates of lottery winners.
Mm-hmm. I'm not exactly disagreeing with you on that, I know. I know that if I got given like $100 million, I would have no idea what to do with it, and I would probably go ask someone, hey, how can I spend this money? Please help. But I also know that
Hey
a lot
there,
of
Axel.
people... Hey. I know that a lot of the people who get that money basically go and buy everything they possibly could have wanted, give everyone all the money they possibly could need, and then suddenly there's just not enough, and it causes a lot of complicated psychological problems, which is not something I know I'm immune to, because I am not.
You're not immune to it, because the process that you're explaining how you would spend your $5 million is exactly what leads you down this path of bankruptcy. Like, your immediate knee-jerk reaction is to purchase a brand new house. Well, that's fine, and it makes sense to remove rent. But if you have $5 million in lump sum cash, purchasing a house is actually going to lose money at a substantially higher rate in the immediate case compared to the longer case. Sure, you don't have to pay rent, but you're still going to be paying property taxes. Versus if you stayed at paying for rent, then you would, by your own logic, make more money off of the stock market in returns on that money than you would lose from paying rent.
Yep. Going for the most return
I'm
on
doing
investment would
well,
be
Axel. How are you?
going for the most return on investment is definitely a question that like bears worth asking. Because like yeah, I could, for example, because the reason this have ways even brought up is basically because like sometimes at the dinner table, you know, dad is like, no, we're gonna win the lottery this time. What are your plans for spending money? Yada yada, you know. And obviously that gets brought up, and since my sister and her husband do money stuff, they sometimes go like, no, we've done some research, so in theory the best option would be to like basically take the 5 million and invest them into, for example, oh, get properties and rent them out, because that would net you a greater finance on the money.
That's what I
Or
would personally do, yeah.
yeah,
I don't know very great. I don't know much about how all that works, as far as if that would be the right choice. Well, that's just my first reaction is, hey, buy apartments, rent them out.
oh, you're right.
And
It's a
yeah, I'm
much
good with
better
a hut.
solution than purchasing property for yourself, because the thing about purchasing property for yourself, you technically still have that net worth, but that net worth gets tied up and you can no longer use it.
Hmm. The smartest possible choice would be most likely in the current market. Um, Either save and wait for prices to crash again if we suffer another housing crisis, and then effectively probably long term get yourself something stable that you can stay in, and basically mortgage everything. That way you don't effectively spend all the cash immediately, but most likely you're going to still make more money from rent than from the mortgage, and then you can continue to invest in a bunch of other things. uh, it gets very wonky as to how exactly you can do it, and for us, like a lot of the thoughts are basically under the context of yeah, it gets complicated because of immigration status. So, like for example, we can't exactly do what all Americans can do. We can't leverage that the same way an American can. So a lot of our conversations also turn into those directions, and it's effectively suboptimal for us to do it. And it would lead to suboptimal financial decisions for legal reasons. For example, investing in business to get a business visa that would genuinely be worth a lot, but it's not something an average American would have to do. And that's a lot of money that gets tied up into business investment that, you know, otherwise we wouldn't. Um, but there are like technically more sound financial questions. For me, it would just be a matter of what's the least hassle that I have to deal with, at least at the moment. I would probably, if anything, just want to sit down with some finance finance consulting or financial advisor and just be like, okay, what can I do with this money? And then figure it out from there.
I mean, that's fine. And like, it could be made to work. I'm just saying, like, the premise of what you were originally saying you would do with the money is exactly the kind of thing that leads lottery winners to declaring bankruptcy at a 70%.
Maybe. And like the main thing that for me just varies from them is that I don't probably end up overspending on a lot of the rest of everything. Like, hey, I got myself a $500,000 car. Why? No. Why would you do that? That's where I like end up being way more
And
different.
kiss the Shane?
But do you kiss Raijin?
I always kiss Raijin. But the Raijin hasn't kissed me back yet today.
I have. Why do you forget?
If you did, you were muted.
Mm, mhm.
So I'm momentarily curious about what the property tax rate is here.
Well, where you're living right now, yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't want to live here. Sometimes people will be like, if I really wanted to own a home, I would go live in the middle of nowhere in like some Midwest rural area that like is like a 40-minute drive away from a town and work a remote job. And I'm like, yeah, but the problem is you're living in the middle of nowhere. You're like 40 minutes away from like the local Walmart. Do you really want to drive like nearly 1.5 hours every week just to go get groceries and be like away from everything? Like, oh, I want to go to like a little movie day. Yeah, I'll leave like an hour and a half beforehand just in case there's rush hour traffic or whatever. No, it's the local town. I mean, I guess not really rush hour. Just like leave an hour early, and I'm like, so annoying. But then every now and then I go look at like what those property prices are, and I'm like, oh, you could get a house for like 150 grand. What are the taxes like? Oh, it's nothing. Man, maybe these ideas are a little more compelling.
Oh, and if you need to go to the hospital for some reason, or if you need healthy drinking water, you'll just die.
Yeah. Which is why I normally don't like that idea, but like, seeing things here is just like, oh, look at this tiny little house. $500,000. What about this little apartment? 800 grand. How much for like a big house in the middle of nowhere? 150? Yeah, okay, that's... Why is this place? I know the value of like the area and stuff adds up. Like, God, it's ridiculous.
Hey, Shadow Wolf. And thank you, Axel. Yeah, I really like the paint model as well. I got several others that you'll have to come by other times to see. Hey there, Xenoplex. I have so much that I have to do every single day in this farm. It got spoiled for me that apparently the Junimos can eventually do stuff, but I have no idea when.
The what can do stuff?
Nature spirit things that, they're currently in the community center, and I assume that once I finish the community center up, they'll be, I'll probably get them to help.
Stardew Valley is the story of you refusing to hire an assistant.
I would love to hire one! They just won't let me.
If time wasn't so broken in this game, can you just imagine, like, okay, you know what? Friend Rex, come over here and help. These are your duties every day. Bam, bam. You just make them handle the farm duties.
I'm doing well, Shadow Wolf.
Oh my god, that's true. I love that idea, Shadow Wolf. Having a giant raptor as a farm assistant, the most I could see would be something like a herding raptor, like a herding dog. That's actually peak. The herding raptor. Every morning Zim releases the raptor, and the raptor goes up to herd the animals, and Zim just has to make sure the raptor doesn't eat one of them.
I don't know. I think Rex might be at more risk of being eaten by them than him eating them.
Even the chickens.
Yep, especially the
Chickens are
chickens.
Oh, I was about to say, why am I saying the chickens are evil?
Oh, imagine if I had geese.
Oh god. You should have ducks. You should be able to farm ducks here. Duck eggs.
Actually, I believe I can get ducks.
That's base time of ducks.
I just gotta get enough resources and money for it.
Do you organize your chest, or do you just like throw stuff in there and kind of know where everything is?
They're organized.
I am fascinated.
Like, all of my gold star fruits and veggies are in here.
Oh.
Silver star on here. This is overflow for silver star. These two are no star. And I only go up to 10 of each item in the no star category. The rest of those get processed into other things.
That makes more sense. I wasn't sure if you were organizing it by like product type, but the moment you said you organized it by star, I think it's like
I realized that I was getting way too many things in one chest when I was organizing by product type. So then I started going by star. But I do have separate fruits and veggies from my fish.
That makes sense. Because I was like, huh. I don't think that's me. I take it. You ever want to really play a game, but then you're like, I know if I play that game, it will be pain and suffering. But like, I have the urge to play it, so I should kill the urge, but at the same time, ugh.
No, I cannot say I've experienced that. Also, this chest is for my things waiting to be processed.
But you know what you have experienced?
Smooching you?
Mwah.
Wait, you haven't spooched Origin?
What was that?
You haven't spooched Origin?
Oh, I said I haven't. He asked what I have experienced.
I thought you said you haven't. You two are adorable.
Your face is adorable.
Hi. Alright, look. Ducks are adorable.
Where did ducks come into all this again?
What's my reactive icon?
Oh.
Yeah, come on. Bleh. Or should I say, ah. Excuse me. I accidentally breathed the powdered milk earlier, so I'm still like, you know. I do not recommend breathing powdered milk. I think it happened last time I did too, so I mean, it just genuinely is a skill issue on my part. Also, I just kind of need to like say it, but like I need to avoid spoilers. I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 yesterday with Shine, and we got to a point in the story where it's like, oh, look at this like evil dude. He's so like scary and stuff. And I'm gonna be real. out of the many bad guys in the game so far, right? Most of them, you know, like when you get that little tabletop thing where there's like the little dissonance between, oh, this guy's supposed to be super scary and threatening, but he just kind of isn't in the game. I remember looking at the cutscene and I'm like, yeah, it's not really that intimidating. And then the cutscene happened, and after I'm like, oh, he's really fucking cool. Never mind. Damn. And when I saw that cutscene, I had the thought after watching it, like, you would absolutely love that cutscene. And now I cannot wait for you to play that game someday.
I am very much looking forward to it. Ren and I are going to be doing Baldur's Gate 2 tomorrow. Or rather, I'll be playing it and he'll be helping me voice act. And that'll be another step closer.
Yes.
I didn't know there were squeaky toys in Baldur's Gate 2.
I mean, there is Boo. He goes squeak if you click him.
I guess that counts. And yeah, so Shadow, we've been playing. Basically, we do like one of us each has our character, and then we each grab like one character from the party. So usually, Shine ends up swapping between a couple of characters. I end up swapping more the like variety or utility character. The good thing is, druids have a lot of HP when they turn into owlbears, or whatever kitty form Shine is using at the moment. It's just one of the big cats. And I discovered that arrows are very powerful. You see, if you have a problem, as a ranger, you can just arrow the problem away. 20 plus damage per hit. Hitting 5 times in one round. Yeah, enemies disappear. There's a lot of enemies. Arrow of many targets. Hits 3 enemies. Bop, bop, bop. Stack a bunch of added damage with a bunch of items. Boom, boom, boom. Everything dies. And I've become a little murder machine. And it's great. And I still have more HP than most of the party most of the time, and it's really fun. And more AC. Yeah, see, so that's the thing, sir. For, like, Nova damage, just for, like, peak absolute damage, Gloomstalker Rogue is probably stronger. I just like Ranger in terms of the consistency that it offers, and just being, like, kind of good at all times. For the, what's the name of the default, like, subclass for Ranger? Not the Beastmaster, not the Gloomstalker, the other one. I ended up going for that one because I'm like, what's the most, like, simple Ranger I can play? Just, I want to feel it, and I've just been, yeah, Hunter. I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Okay, so I got 2 apple trees. I literally looked up the,
The seed?
I was looking up the different trees to try and identify which fruit trees I actually have.
Mm-hmm. Apple trees are good. You should get a mango tree. I don't know if I could go in the climate, but mango trees are cool. big too. I remember back at school, like back when I was way younger, there were people who would like deliberately plant mango trees in their homes, and they would actually like just be like, "Oh yeah, here is my mango tree," and it's like this monstrous old tree. And it's like, yeah, so this is where the kids play, and this is where like sometimes I got mangoes for food. And honestly, it's like a really weirdly like nostalgic memory. It's like, oh yeah, this mango tree has been like decades old. My grandmother planted this, and now like I sometimes cook with these mangoes, and they're like the best mangoes you can get. They're literally fresh right from the tree. And there were a lot of like little houses that would have like just a tiny backyard and just a massive mango tree. And usually you would see in like some neighborhoods, multiple houses would have them to just create like overlapping shade and have like a little open backyard area for kids to play, and they would form like a bigger enclosed villa or the like, where like they would remove the walls between their backyards and just make a little fence, and then like they would keep the walls outside their homes. You know, most homes tended to have like some sort of walling or big, actually like blocky fence. And then you had like the really poor neighborhoods with like houses made out of sheet metal, and then you would have like the stone fences reaching like 6 feet tall with barbed wire on top. I was like, yeah, still has a mango tree in the backyard. So those will be more away from the city center. Big trees are cool. I like big trees. I don't know if I've ever actually seen like an apple tree, like a fully grown apple tree. A big one.
My parents had one in their backyard.
They look pretty.
It was very nice having it there. Well, it wasn't fully grown, but it still produced apples every year. So it looks like I need apricot, cherry. No, I think I've got a cherry. Yeah, I've got apricot. Okay, crap. Trying to figure out which fruit trees I have so I can get a full variety. And it's proving annoying. So... okay, I have an apricot. I don't have a cherry. I'm missing banana, cherry, mango, and pomegranate. Okay.
There you go.
What's up? Oh, thank you.
I'll send it to your DM.
Though you misspelled pomegranate.
No, I didn't. That's intentional.
Of course it is.
Why wouldn't it be? It's one of the best items in Barrett Realm.
There, we'll grow some tea over there.
What do you do if you have like a really old tree in your backyard and it's like, you know, it's just dying, it's too old?
Generally, you call somebody in to chop it down before it, you know, falls and does damage.
And then what do they do with that?
The wood?
Yeah.
I don't know. Usually use it for firewood.
Yeah, if it's a dead tree, there's not much they can do with the wood.
Yeah, I had the thought because I remember back when I was in college when we took I took an environmental science class, and one of the things that got raised is the importance of dead trees in ecosystems. So basically, a lot of times people will be like, oh look, we're taking care of this forest, you know, it's under management, government supervision, whatever, and they'll see like dead trees and be like, oh, we need to remove that, it's a fire safety risk, or the like. And it was a whole thing about like the risks in doing that as well, because yeah, you could, for example, lower a bit of fire safety, or you could get a net increase in fire safety by removing a lot of the dead wood, but decomposing trees are incredibly...
Yeah. Hi, Zim. I'm just making some popcorn. Ah! That sound. Oh, he's getting PTSD from popcorn. You should have known that sound would remind me of the war. I lost a lot of good friends in those bloody trenches. But dear, popcorn was always your favorite before you left. Things have changed. Zim, can you say something to him? What am I supposed to say? Yeah, I guess he does. Definitely not the first one. Not gonna do the last one either. I'm not gonna lie. I know you're hurting, but don't blame your wife. You're absolutely right, Zim. I'm sorry, honey. You couldn't have known the sound of popcorn would make me upset. It's okay, dear. The last thing I want to do is make you upset. I'll do my best to keep your spirits up from now on. I think somebody needs some therapy.
I swear, you're the local town farmer, businessman, therapist.
Yes! Yes, I am!
God, what is it with every time I come around and you're playing this game and you go into a cutscene, it's like, hey, please stop me from jumping off this cliff. Hey, I have PTSD. Excuse me, this is the wholesome game. I keep seeing the emotionally stirring cutscenes.
Not every cutscene is bad, but,
They're not bad, they're good. I mean,
okay, I should rephrase. Not every cutscene is heartbreaking or depressing or etc., etc. But there are a lot of them that are.
To be fair, I mean, it is really interesting. I mean, it makes sense in the sense that, like, to me, a lot of what this game represents is the day-to-day, like, humanity that kind of we lack in our lives at times, and like our search for it. Like, this is why I think the game sometimes resonates with people, because what you really get fundamentally is, you know, people, community. Just a not necessarily a uneventful life, but something a bit more local and intimate, and that's something I think people are missing in their lives in our current world. And this is like something people will have to deal with. There are a not insignificant number of people who are, for instance, veterans and who do struggle with this kind of thing, and chances are you will probably meet one in your life.
I mean, not even just veterans. Like, I know veterans are definitely the most well known of those with PTSD, but there's a lot of people that deal with it. I'm still not certain about it, but technically I've been diagnosed with it. Like, it's not something that is fun to deal with.
Yep. And
I'm not
yeah,
getting
like
into
Sarah.
that on stream, Shadow Wolf, but suffice to say, awful family.
Yeah.
Hey there, Nightfirer.
And yeah, I mean, I think it's nice the game does touch on these things because yeah, this is, you know, the- being like with people is the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, you will like get the fun times, you'll get the happy times, but you know, everyone's got their struggles, and some people's struggles can include, you know, this kind of thing.
Um, I mean, there is a lot that I have dealt with in my life. A lot of absolute bullshit. I do the best I can with considering all of it, but it only goes so far. Well, that's why
That's
I'm in therapy right now.
the Stardew Valley sequel where they make one big addition to the town and it's opening up a mental health clinic.
I know, right?
Wait, they actually changed the dialogue. It actually goes like, it stung my paw.
Oh yeah,
That's
they
really
they
cute.
they changed the dialogue all throughout for things like that.
That's really cute.
Yeah. A king-size bag of pumpkin chips. I can have one if I want. Oh, thanks, Shane. Oh, more trauma.
All the trauma. Honestly, the guy said the thing about the jellyfish, and it's always interesting to read about animal intelligence because it can be like a bit of a weird subject to tackle. And every time you try to look up like, hey, how smart is this animal? There's always an article about like, oh, this animal's actually smarter than we thought. Jellyfish included. Apparently, jellyfish will recently be like, yeah, they're actually smarter than we thought by a not insignificant amount. Well, the one that I think still stick with me is I never thought were as intelligent as they were, but octopi are apparently really smart.
Oh, yes, they are.
I remember reading there's an octopus in an aquarium who would like deliberately squirt water at a switch in order to get the lights to turn off when it wanted them to be off. And people would always wonder, like, are we just getting faulty light switches? And one day they observed the octopus, and basically, like, they would replace the switch. And then whenever, after a few days, the octopus would be like, I want the lights off, basically. And it would squirt water and short circuit the light switch.
I believe there was one aquarium where the octopus. They kept having all their fish disappear from one of their tanks. And I recall hearing the story about. It turned out it was the octopus leaving its tank to go over to the other tank, grab itself a snack, and then go back to its tank.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Oh, dude, I it's so funny too, because like sometimes people clearly don't expect. There was this video I watched of an octopus was it inadvertently learned to barter because at some point the aquarium staff were like, okay, the octopus needs to let go of this thing that we need, but it's not letting go. Like we're trying to take it and it's just yoinked it and it won't let go of it. What if we just give it like food and it gives us the thing? And eventually, the octopus learned that whenever it wanted food, it just needed to grab something that it shouldn't, and it would swim up to like a visible spot for aquarium staff to see it, and they would give it food in exchange for them giving it the thing, for it giving them the thing. And it's like, the octopus learned to trade for food. That's terrifying.
Just a bit.
And then it, you know, learned that it could escape the tank by grabbing people's arms when they were trying to give it food and like getting pulled up above the aquarium. Because, an octopus grabs onto your arm, you're going to pull it back, and now it's out of the aquarium. And it can jump onto another tank. And they had to change where they gave it food. And it was just a little game of cat and mouse of the octopus trying to outsmart the aquarium staff. Which honestly is like kind of cool. I do think I don't know if it was I think it's octopi because I don't think jellyfish are quite at that point, but I think it's octopus that have a whole part of their brain dedicated specifically to learning, which was what makes them very good, problem solvers.
Aw, Shane and I are standing together. This festival isn't necessarily as fun as the others, but it's got such pretty music. This whole game's got beautiful music. Alright, I cast my fishing line.
That's very pretty.
Yeah. And just because it's midnight doesn't mean a farmer's work is done.
I I do remember seeing a tweet exchange between basically some people being very dipshitty, to say the least. And we're being all like, yeah, we need to like return to tradition. The ideal life is having a wife and like getting up, doing a little bit of milking the cows, doing the crops, and then you have the rest of the day free, and it's just an easy, simple life. And then you have like some farmers from the Alps who are like, oh really? Can you stand like 18-hour work shifts? Would you like to clean excrement by hand? Maybe with a water-powered hose? Do you know what a farm smells like? Have you ever been to a farm? You think it's an easy life? How about you come over here for a month? I'll take your job, you take mine. I'll talk to Twitter, and you go farm. And it was absolutely hilarious because he then proceeded to make a bunch of tweet posts about like, yeah, this is what life as a farmer is like. Wake up at 5 a.m., clean shit, feed the animals, work for the next 10 hours, take a break, work more. And to be fair, the dude did point out some of the highlights of his day is just like, yeah, there is quite nothing like just being able to sit for half an hour and just relax and enjoy nature. Because I am in the middle of nowhere in the Alps, and it is very pretty and very relaxing. But then obviously the dunking, and he was just like, yeah, but to be fair, you couldn't spend half an hour away from Twitter, so I get to enjoy life unlike you. And I was just like,
Yeah, there is no traditional life without the struggles, though. That is always the thing that everybody is, they don't understand. It's like, life going back as far as the beginning of time is all about struggling to live and survive. The only people that get to live life without struggles are the insanely rich. And even then they have struggles of their own, just nowhere near what we have to deal with.
to be fair, most of their struggles are a skill issue.
Yeah.
You're unlikable and nobody loves you? Yeah, well, maybe be a better person. Bruh. But no, you're right. And I mean, honestly, I will still stick to it. Modern life has a lot of problems. You know me, I am the #1 person to complain about a lot of these. But to be fair, if I get a cut on my finger, I'm not going to die to a bacterial infection.
Oh. Cutscene. Oh, good morning, Mr. Zim. I hope it's not too early. Well, I just wanted to stop by and thank you in person for all the wonderful artifacts and minerals you've discovered. You've done so much for one person. In fact, I've just received a letter from the Office of the Regional Secretary of Artifacts. We're being honored with the coveted Golden Shovel Award for our significant contributions to the field. And it's all thanks to you. Well, I should let you get back to your work. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a gift for you. It's an old key that's been sealed in the museum vault for at least 100 years. It's a little rusty, but still beautiful. You got the rusty key. Huh. Where the hell does that go? Is it to the sewer?
That makes sense, but I want to imagine it's one of those keys you put in like the nuclear launch missile and you like flip it at the same time as someone else and it launches the ICBM.
Oh, you mean like the codes that
Spike has.
Spike has?
Yeah, so Spike has the codes, and now you have one of the keys. Now you just need the other one.
Oh no, this one just needs 2 codes, which he has both.
That's terrifying.
He's just got to find, Silo, the one that they go to.
That'll be easy. But yeah, pretty much exactly, Sarah. Like, modern life is hard, but I mean, I don't, I wouldn't want to live like 200 years ago.
Older life was even more of a struggle.
Oh yeah.
Like, literally everybody had to work 18 hours a day to survive. And then, of course, you get a small cut and you're probably dead.
And what I still stick to the most is, I think the thing that made, like, I genuinely think most people don't necessarily want the life of full, but I think still the thing that's like died off that most people still want is the either sense of community or the more communal living that people offered. Because yeah, you know what? The small village, nowhere near as many amenities as you're gonna have in a modern city. But when you do have a bit of that, like, more intimate living, more communal living, you kind of know other people. Basically, what I think Stardew Valley kind of offers the player is what I think people want from old life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's something you could have. We don't need to go back to, like, being a farmer. I mean, hey, if you want to farm, power to you. That's not my life. I can tell you that much. People are just bad at knowing exactly what sometimes they want. Though I do think it would be nice to be, like... The one thing I used to love back home, and honestly, I don't see it around this much here. A lot of the people who owned, like, the farms or agriculture business, they would be usually a bit more open to people, like, just kind of going there. So, like, oh, hey, can I just, we live nearby, can I go visit the farm? Yeah, here, come along. Hey, and you know what, in fact, here, you just bring drinks, bring some, some stuff, and then we'll make some barbecue and we'll chill. And as long as you even, like, passingly knew the person, they would often be happy to, like, just host events or parties and stuff. Not in, like, the big extravagant thing, but just a more casual thing. And then oftentimes I look at that here and it's like, yeah, so we own like a $2 million horse ranch on the outskirts of town. Or it feels sometimes a lot more industrially oriented with the farming. I don't know, part of that is just like the development of things over time, because, a lot of the farms back home were a bit more, they're a bit more old school. There's a certain pleasantness to that, I think. You do have the dude who's been working there like 20 years and knows every single square meter of the farm by heart. And they all know how to shoot.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah. There used to be more leniency back home with, like, people who worked in agriculture owning weapons, because, like, yeah, you live 2 hours away from the city. Even if you don't want to, like, go for the self-defense angle, yeah, when you have, like, a caiman sneaking up on you, and it's, like, 9 p.m., because you were going back to, like, the sleeping area. Yeah, you kind of probably don't want to just let it go, especially when it's gonna eat some of the animals. And when they started confiscating a lot of weaponry because they started getting nervous about people, it was like, oh yeah, so we've confiscated like 100 weapons from the local area.
Large goat milk! I can go complete one of the community center things.
Ah.
Actually, I think that's all I need in order to get the final, the greenhouse. That's the word I was looking for. I have been working towards this for a long time. Don't judge.
And then you accidentally put the large goat milk into like one of the things to make cheese with it.
Absolutely not.
Someone redeems the thing where you die and you lose the thing from your inventory.
Why do you want to hurt me?
Well, look, people were stocking up on points. I'm just giving them ideas. You might want to run to the community center. I am admittedly watching the activity tab on craft control. And the worst part is, you know, Chad would do it.
I know you would do it.
Then why am I not doing it?
I don't know how your criminal mastermind works.
What, do you think I'm just being particularly evil and waiting for you to get, like, closer to the community center so I can shatter your hopes and dreams just as you arrive?
Yes.
I wouldn't do something like that, come on.
Gib Gab,
What?
how long have we been friends?
Okay, then. You want me to do it? Okay.
I did not say that. I am just saying that that is, in fact, something that you would, in fact, do.
Not today. Today I'm feeling nice, okay?
Hooray! I got another cheese press.
Ah.
All the Junimos! So many wonderful bundles! Thank you! Thank you! Huh.
I can't believe you've been making a deal with the Fae.
I'm not sure if they are actually Fae. Hooray! I'll get my greenhouse! Just in time for winter. I mean, I guess it's the start of fall, but you know.
It's the fall of summer. Bumpkin.
I already have corn. But I'll grab some more seeds anyways.
What if the end game of this game was just to make so much money that you could buy what that company's like supermarket in town? You get a little joke in prominence like, yeah, hi, yada yada yada, we're doing business here, blah blah blah. You speak to the manager and it's like, yeah, look, I'm sorry, it's just business. If you really want us out of here, you can pay us insert ungodly amount of gold. And then one day you just come back like year 5, 6 of the game and you're like, I've saved up all this money, give me the supermarket, and it's like, oh, okay. And then for the remainder of the game, it just gets stuck in like transactions and like trying to deal with the person in charge. So I assume it's a franchise.
No, I don't have any money for... Well, I guess I could get a cherry sapling. That's one that I don't have yet.
Forgot how expensive trees are.
Oh, I can't even get banana or mango. So... just cherry and pomegranate left to grab. Hey, burrito. God, I went from so much money to a whole whopping 248.
Seeds to be expensive.
Yes, yes, they do. And it is frustrating that I do not have my pickaxe right now because I can't clear out stuff.
These are so expensive in Stardew Valley, and meanwhile I'm here giving mine out for free. What the hell?
Wow, Gib Gab. Wow.
Did you expect anything else?
No.
Attaboy, let's go.
All my dead plants.
You know, I've recently realized we haven't paid tribute to the one who does all the hard work for farmers. You pay the taxman. You pay yourself. You pay your workers. But do you pay the sun?
What?
Yeah. Think about it, right? The sun does all the hard work. Without the sun, you would have no plant.
The fuck do you mean it
I will
does
choose
all
not to
the...
think about it.
What, right?
He said he
I
will
said
choose...
I will choose not to think about it.
Good. Because all I was going to say is I believe we should give the sun a type. I believe we should put 10% of all the crops produced and throw them to the sun. The sun needs food.
Great. Why don't you fly up there and deliver the tithes?
Hell yeah. Yeah, every now and then I've wondered, like, how close could you get to the sun? I feel like at some point, if we develop space travel more, we would, like, eventually test that theory. Or somebody would just try it. And I'm not gonna lie, I would be tempted to be one of those people.
Gib Gab,
Hmm?
you are a very special friend.
So
Did you just say if we discover space travel, you want to see how close you can get to the sun?
If we further develop space travel. Yes. Because, you know, at the moment, yeah, nah. It's a one-way trip before a solar flare kills you.
And hey there, Burrito, if I didn't say that. Thank you for the 3-stream streak.
Like, okay. It's big and it's shiny. How close could we realistically get to it? That can't be the weirdest question you've heard, right?
It's definitely pretty high up there.
Space is terrifying and has spooky things, but like sometimes like, you know, it's one of those like, God, I would love to see it as terrifying as it sounds. Like I think it's Neptune that has like the strongest winds in the solar system, with like storms in excess of thousands of miles per hour of wind. And that sounds horrifying, especially because it's like, yeah, so the wind here is like glass, because it's not like our atmosphere, it's different. So basically, imagine a storm of glass running thousands of miles per hour. Absolutely terrifying. But God, that also sounds so cool. And, you know, the sun is a big ball of fire. It's big, shiny in the sky.
Every day I interact with GibGab, I feel myself drifting closer to Nova.
Oh, what? What did he say, since drifting closer to what?
Nova.
Hey, come on. I there are weird things that I want to see them because I'm monkey brain. So like I read about it and I go like, oh cool, but what does that look like? What does that feel like? Like okay, yes, being closer to the sun is one of the easy ones because it's just the big ball of fire is bigger. And ideally, if you're in a well protected spaceship of some kind, you're not being cooked alive. But
The
then
sun
like
is not a ball of fire.
find plasma. It's a ball of plasma in a state of constant fusion reaction in the center. And that fusion reaction is what keeps it alive, basically, because otherwise it would either implode in itself or expand uncontrollably. Does that make it better?
Raijin, Han, I love ya, but sometimes you just gotta let him ramble.
I treat GibGab like a shopper at Walmart.
Wow. Wow.
Not a bad way to go.
Contrary to the average shopper at Walmart, I am actually a little too shy to ask for much things when I buy. The only times I really get upset is when I have a mistaken payment where it's like, hey, you charged me too much. Or, hey, what the fuck?
GibGab, your kind of questions give off the vibes of that one old lady who asked me how to boil water once.
Well, obviously you do it with cold water because the cold water heats up faster, right?
They were looking at pasta and were asking how much water they needed for the pasta and how to boil it.
Okay, I can boil water. We had to boil water at home because the water was undrinkable.
Oh, that's what happened. I see.
Oh, yeah, the water system in the city kind of deteriorated a lot over time. And when your water's coming out mud brown, you begin to have to make sure the water is safe to drink.
I, I think you had a little bit too much of that tap water then. That's what happened here. It's the only explanation.
No, I'm just my brain is just weird, okay? I even I don't drink like I can't drink tap water. I have to drink from at least the water fountain, and that's like if I trust it, which I almost never do. It, the only reason I'm able to like not drink bottled water or like boiled water is solely because like okay, the water filters here work. I can be at least a little more confident of that. I can actually just drink the water that comes out of like the refrigerator's filter or whatever. I don't have to boil every time I drink water, and I don't have to use bottled water always. It took it took probably a couple of years to get down. I'm still like iffy about the fridge filtering, but I mean that's pretty much the one way we get water. So exactly, Sarah understands me. I Visiting the weird planets and moons would be cool if I could do it safely because like I don't really want to die, but at the same time like I do want to see the deadly winds. It's like yes, if I could safely fly into a hurricane, I'd love to do it. But like the hurricane is terrifying.
I don't want to die, but I want to see the deadly wings. That's what you just said.
Yes.
That does sound like a very on par statement for Gift Gap, though.
Okay.
Uh, It has similar energy as I'm the healer, but I'm going to taunt the boss.
Like, okay, come on. There's, I know it's risky, right? Like, there's a reason I don't do it. There's a reason I could have driven up to the hurricane, but I didn't do it because I don't want to die. But there's like a curiosity to like look at this big thing, this event, this like force of nature or some kind. Like, yes, I don't want to experience it. It's like a kind of respect that you have for the thing, right? Like, I don't think hurricanes are good. I don't think the destruction and the effects of a hurricane are cool. I don't like it when people are hurt by these events. But the forces behind the event, the like the way a hurricane develops, the science behind it, the meteorology behind it, all of it is really cool. And you know, I think it's one of those phenomena that I have a lot of respect for. And the like, this is terrifying. I love reading about it. I love learning about it. And it kind of sucks because I'm basically reading and learning about a thing that, despite everything, like I don't want to experience it, but that's basically the main thing that I have left to do about them, because that's kind of what comes down to. Like I love experiencing the thing that I'm doing. I can read about biking, but I want to go bike. I can read about playing a game, but it just makes me want to play the game. And reading about a hurricane, it makes me go like, dang, it
You
would
want
be
to go
really cool
jump
if I
into
could
a
do that.
hurricane.
I want to fly in a hurricane. That's a different thing. I, look at I have said it before, but like the people who fly into the hurricane to gather data for for weather services, they are all insane, uh, absolutely insane people. The only reason they are alive is like probably the size of their giant balls weighs down the plane enough that the hurricane can't just take it away. But to be fair, the reason they're alive is because they're good at their job. I'm not good at it, so I wouldn't do it. But if
It's
you
called
told me,
getting
hey,
fucking lucky.
nah, it's not lucky when you can do it consistently. 'Cause there's a reason there's so few of these people and so few of these planes. The ones that are left are the really, really good ones. There's a reason they do it every time there's a hurricane, and they make it out of every hurricane. They're really good at their job. Terrifyingly so. But these are also the kind of people who like, oh yeah, it was just a Cat 4 hurricane. No problem. Things as usual. You're like, oh,
They scared a raccoon out of my greenhouse. Oh
uh,
god, I'm gonna have to manage another thing. Why did I do this?
I don't know, why did you? But look, but basically all I'm saying is the people who fly into hurricanes are insane, and if they offered me a ride where I could sit in the thing and put a seatbelt on and let them do all the work and I could just experience it, I absolutely would love to.
Oh, yay. My pickaxe is ready. Kiss the Shane. Mwah. Pet the Dio. What do we got for here?
And to be fair, I do have my limits. I don't I think chasing tornado is cool, but I wouldn't want to do it. Because I consider that a little too risky for my liking.
That's where you draw the line?
Well, yeah, because okay.
You
If
know,
you
little itty
fly,
bitty
You want to jump
hurricane.
into the sun, but you won't chase a tornado?
yes. Because
You know, the
Also,
tornado.
why are you still going about this? It's been like 20 minutes.
I don't know. Well, what else are we gonna talk about? What else do you want me to talk about, huh? And yes, look, okay. The hurricane is big, and for all intents and purposes, as fast as it moves, relatively slow and kind of predictable on a very short-term basis. The tornado, shit will do more loops than a poorly coded program just because it wants to. Shit'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm basically doing nothing. I'm not moving. I'm just chilling around. 90 miles an hour straight towards you because you looked at me funny. Okay, sure. Why not? Oh, look, I'm just a teensy tiny little tornado. Never mind, I'm a Cat 5 monster. I'm that 5 monster, and I'm gonna devour everything in a 1 mile radius with 4 mini tornadoes spawning around me. I'm going to last 27 minutes, accelerate massively, do a U-turn, and then just kind of sit in place for another few minutes before barreling towards the city and dissipating halfway there. Okay. I'm just gonna stay away from them. I don't want to touch them. I don't want to get close to that. And also, I'd want to see how close I can get to the tornado, but that's a terrible idea, which is why I never want to do it.
I know as a kid, one of my favorite movies was actually Twister.
Mhm. What a surprise to what a surprise you to learn that saying. And
Oh.
that's pretty.
Oh, wait, do I have to set up sprinklers in here?
Oh no. Sprinkling time. Yeah, I think that yeah. That's what I was trying to momentarily remember. In Universal Studios in Orlando, the I remember as a kid I always used to love going to the Twister attraction. The like show thing they did. My parents would be exasperated that every time we would go, I want to go there, even though it's the exact same show that we've seen a million times. I was an adult, I just want the roller coaster, but when I was a kid, I used to love that. And also the Jaws one. The Jaws show was cool. There's just something really satisfying when they did like, oh, I'm gonna shoot the thing, and then the flame would come out, and then you'd have like the actual like heat of the fire, and that was really satisfying to me. I always loved it for some reason. Also, I love The Day After Tomorrow. God, that's such a cool movie. I don't like tech support. I should have just studied meteorology sometimes. That's what I think. But then I'd have to do math, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'll just keep it as a hobby. That's the other thing I want to do. I want to see a volcano. But like one of the chill ones, relatively speaking. I know saying chill for a volcano is, but like relatively speaking.
Okay, so... Oh, hey there, Kitty Slayer. Did you get your fur nice and clean last night? So, apparently, I can plant fruit trees on this border. Aw, well, you should get a brush. It'll help clean out your fur.
And a spray bottle back. Those are great. Though I may or may not be biased as a bird.
So, yeah, I can grow things year-round in here. And there are
Are you gonna be
optimal
fine?
placements for sprinklers to cover everything.
You sure can grow things.
Mwah.
God. Y'all.
Aw.
How are you going to be splitting up your garden? Are you going to be doing like a little bit of everything? Are you going to be doing like more profitable ones? Or are you going to
Little
split
bit of
off to like
everything.
4 quadrants?
I like the idea of the 4 quadrants.
Spring, summer, fall, winter.
Yeah, I like that idea. Good morning, Rufus.
Also, slightly funny moment I had the other day. I still kind of like chuckling at it sometimes when I think about it. Um, so like Florida sees a lot of tropical storms, right? Not like the weather, just like tropical thunderstorms. Um, and I was watching a video about like a pilot who was talking about the different kinds of air traffic control you'll encounter at times, and how he was making the comment that sometimes some of them will be particularly good at different things. So, for example, if you live in a very mountainous area, chances are air traffic control in the area is actually probably going to be decently good at navigating you through the mountain. Um, but sometimes they'll be bad at other things. So, for example, planes tend to have very good radars. Sometimes air traffic control radar is not very good, and you want to rely on yours. Like every time ATC goes like, "Hey, no, this is what's around, or this is the weather," pilots will always double check because that's what you should do. But sometimes if ATC is really good at something, and they're giving you a different thing, you exercise judgment, and sometimes you trust them. And he was making the comment because he was like, "Yeah, so Miami International Airport has really, really, really good equipment for dealing with storms. and they have people who are very good at navigating you through storms. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It storms here all the time. That totally fair. Like so much so because I was talking to some friends the other day and they were like, yeah, there was a thunderstorm in here. It was kind of terrifying. It's like one of the 4 yearly ones we get. And I'm like, you get 4 thunderstorms a year? Because they live like in an area where they basically never get thunderstorms. Thunder for them is a rarity. I hear thunder and I'm like, oh, it's just thunder again, whatever. Like it has to be a really bad storm for me to go like, oh dang, maybe I shouldn't drive. Because like, oh yeah, it's raining so hard you can barely see the car in front of you. And like if a car does not have the lights on, yeah, it's basically like no chance. With I remember when I was driving home once, when I was still newer to driving, a car drove next to me. The car was black. He had his headlights off. No light coming from the car. Pitch black darkness. This is like 10 something p.m. probably at night. With the storm coming down so hard you can barely see the car in front of you. My side mirrors were a little wet. I almost ran into the guy because he didn't have his lights on. I literally could not see him. That's the kind of weather where I go like, I need to drive carefully. For that friend, it would be like, I would not drive in that weather. I couldn't sleep in that weather, and I'm like, yeah. But the reason I highlight it is because we get a lot of storms, and they can get pretty bad, and it's day-to-day business. Miami air traffic control is very good at storm stuff. And the pilot was talking like, yeah, so I would trust them like to guide me through a storm. If they told me something and my radar and they said something slightly different, I'd trust them. But I wouldn't trust them to guide me through a mountain. And I just sat here thinking like, dude, it's Miami International Airport. What is a mountain? The nearest mountain is like 40,000 miles away. Not 40,000 miles away. It's like half a state away. God, what did I think? Oh, no, never mind. I'm stupid. It's like 400 miles away. There is no mountain here. Florida is bigger than the Netherlands by a substantial margin. Florida's like 3 or 4 Netherlands together in terms of total area. You could fly over the Netherlands 3 times, and only on the 4th one would you finally found mountains if you like stack Netherlands on top of Florida. And I'm just sometimes it's just one of those like, yeah, people really do think like Florida has mountains, Lamau. What is a mountain? Because the closest we have to a mountain in South Florida is the gigantic like trash pile that got covered up. And it's just like an artificial, like what, 50-meter tall mountain, something like that? Which is not even a mountain, it's a hill. Barely. I haven't seen a mountain in years. I miss mountains. I want to go hike one of these days. There's just nothing here.
I will definitely say I understand that. I used to live in Utah where everywhere I looked, there was a mountain. We had mountains on all sides at all times. And then I come here and it's just like, where's the edge of the skybox?
The skybox goes on forever. Nah, yeah. I miss mountains. Let's see a mountain. I want to hike. One of the, like, at least back home, we could drive for a few hours and get to, like, mountainous areas. And there was this really nice little town slash village that would often host a lot of people from the city that would travel there to just get away from the city for a bit. And it's like the quietest, nothing to do here, nothing to see. You can get away from the city. But basically, there's nothing to do. You go with the family and you just spend time doing nothing. But you know, sometimes you just kind of want that vibe. And hiking, God, I went mountain hiking in Maine. I still remember it fondly because it was just beautiful. I don't have any of this here. The tallest natural point here is less tall than the Statue of Liberty. The tallest thing here are buildings. And it's horrible. The water is nice at least. But God. I feel you. I feel like if I moved somewhere where it's just like no city and mountains, I'd have an aneurysm. But also I kind of want mountains. So you know, the duality.
Yeah.
At least we have the Everglades. What's left of them. Alligators. I really wish I could pet an alligator or a crocodile. And, you know, they wouldn't eat my hand. They're just so cute.
Tip Cap,
Hmm?
are you okay?
They're cute. I've come to love them. Like, I remember thinking I didn't like them. And then when I moved here and we got to see some in the Everglades, it was like, oh, that's cool. And the more like I read on them, the more it's like, oh, look at this cute little danger puppy. Don't pet it, but also it's kind of adorable.
I'm just asking because that is like the sixth or seventh thing that you have brought up tonight that would seriously injure you or more likely kill you.
Okay, yes, there's a reason I haven't done any of these things, and I would like to do them, but I don't.
And all of
Don't
them are
do it.
things that you have very much stated that you want to do.
Would you not want to pet an alligator if you could?
No.
Well, you're weird. I would pet one if I could. It all started back when Mom one day said she wanted me to pet sharks once, and I was too scared to do it. And then I decided to research, like, can you actually like pet some of these animals? And the answer is no. But here's people who have done it and have been fine. And I stared at them like, wow, I want to pet the water puppy. That'll be my ultimate revenge on Mom. She wanted me to She wanted me to like do a swim with sharks thing in an aquarium once when I was younger, and I didn't do it because I had a sense of self-preservation. And now, like, out of pure spite, someday I'll be like, "Hey, Mom, what's up? I'm swimming with sharks. Look!" And I know she's gonna be scared. It'll be my ultimate revenge.
Got it. Kip Gap's entire purpose for existence is revenge.
It's spite. Excuse you. Look, hands were made for petting. We pet the wolves into submission. I believe someday we'll be able to pet the water puppies. Hopefully. I don't think we'll actually do it, but I would love it. Also, they're just cool animals, okay?
Sure.
I need Rexy. I'm sure Rex would understand. People really be out here saying they don't think crocodiles are cool, and then they buy a husky. Literal toddler dog. Some mage my head. Can't even shut up. Huskies are adorable. I want to pet a husky. Looks so floofy.
Ah, finally, something that is less likely to actually kill you.
I also want to pet normal things, but the difference is usually if I want to pet a normal thing, I can just go and do it. The only thing stopping me from petting the husky is the crippling social anxiety of having to ask someone else, can I pet your dog? Which I have not managed to get over. Nice, Rufus. Good job. You caught Lucario. Congratulations. Now, what are you gonna do with the Lucario? Are you gonna specialize it as a special attacker or as a physical attacker?
Are you going to build out its body, or are you going to build out its mind so it can attack things from far away?
You know, I'm just saying, people sometimes sleep on Lucario's special attack, but Lucario's got a higher special attack than attack. Like, Aura Sphere's a cool move.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's also really funny because most of its moveset is either status or physical. It has like 2 special moves that it learns. But by leveling, of course, not by TM. If it makes you any happier, kind of same. I just see the thing and occasionally go exclamation mark poke catch, and then I interact with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has more to do. I just never really bothered to figure it out. Have a Drifloon and a Totodile, and that's it. Did I grab Totodile? It almost passed me going. I don't even like Totodile that much. For a starter.
I'm going to hope that I can get my pickaxe from Clint here.
No, I'm sorry, we closed for this fall and the winter.
Nope, can't get it from him right now.
Alright. When can you get it?
Probably have to go to his shop while he's open, which I kind of got sidetracked with the greenhouse and forgot to do.
Oh, bye. That was 10:30 a.m., not 10:30 p.m.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
remember
it was
playing
Perry's
this.
birthday today. Oops.
Oh, you missed.
I got so engrossed in the greenhouse.
Harry will remember this.
It's all Gip Gap's fault.
I was too busy talking to you about how I want to pet things that want to bite me.
Or
That's the other
force
one.
them bite.
I want to pet an iguana. Like, okay. It all started when I was a kid.
Oh, God.
cut the long story short, basically one time I was walking around at school and an iguana fell from the tree and like scratched me on the head, around like close to the eye and on the cheek. And ever since then I was kind of spooked by them. And then one time we were on a trip here, and basically I was sitting in like the little hotel area and I was trying to eat. And for once in my lifetime, I decided I want to eat outside. I'm gonna listen to a video. I'm gonna eat here in peace. I want to be outside. I want a little bit of like the outside world for once in my life. And I see like 3 iguanas just staring at me. And whenever I looked at them, they wouldn't move at all. Period. And I'd look back to the video and my food. And I'd look behind me, and there was one of them that, like, every time I looked back, it would get closer and closer and closer. Until at some point I got annoyed with it, and I, like, stood up and I walked towards it and ran away, right? Cool, normal. And then I look back and I see one of the other 2
kiss
iguanas.
the Shane. Mwah.
I look back and I see one of the 2 iguanas is on the chair trying to eat my food. So I chase it away. And I'm like, okay, 2 iguanas chased away. Where's the 3rd one? I don't see it anywhere. Probably ran away. It's fine. And I start to watch the video again. And I suddenly feel something on my arm. And I see that one of the iguanas has climbed up to the chair and is trying to reach for my food like a puppy who you're not giving food to on the table and is trying to smell it. And I'm like, come on, I'm trying to eat. And I ran away. I think I threw it like a french fry and I ran away. And you know, ever since then, it just kind of got me curious, because despite how kind of annoying they were being, it was like a very... It was like an interesting level of like curiosity, and it was almost like a puppy, you know? Like, they saw the food and they wanted food. They probably stole food all the time from people who were eating at the tables, and it was kind of a learned behavior. But at the same time, it was like they were being smartish about it. And it kind of got me curious. And I learned that iguanas are actually really colorful and pretty smart animals. And ever since then, I've wanted to pet an iguana. But I don't want to pet a wild iguana because I don't want one of them to bite me. So I'm hoping someday I'll run into someone who has a pet iguana that I can pet. Also, they're funny when they do their little head shaking mating thing. Anyway, TLDR, iguanas are cute.
And you want to pet them. And they want to kill you.
They probably don't want to kill me, they just want to run away. And I'm talking specifically about the green iguana. I don't know about the other ones, they can all be stinky. Like, you look at picture of them, they're also just cool. They're like a weird, cool reptile. They're all like flappy and spiky and scaly.
Kip cute.
And they're also herbivores, so they don't want to like eat me. They just want to bite me. No, because they're scared. Also, no, you. Also, I've I need to suddenly Google a question that I just remember I had from years ago.
From years ago?
Yes. I completely forgot about
And
it.
don't
I
question
still-
it. Don't question it, Zemar. He'll go on a tirade for 20 minutes.
You're right. You're right. Sorry, my
Okay.
bad.
I never bothered reading about it because, like, I just forgot to. But when it comes to reproductive functions, iguanas have two thingies, but they never use one. So I was always curious why they have two. And there's still no answer.
I am now wishing that I had questioned him to prevent that from ever being spoken.
Well, it's a reasonable question. Why two? But okay, I guess we'll learn someday. I'm gonna go read about it later. I'm gonna bookmark this. You know, I appreciate that at least Sarah's vibing with me. One of my friends is a biologist. I can ask him. Hold on. Good night, Sarah.
Good night, Sarah. My deepest apologies for you having been subjected to that.
I just
What's so funny, Kip Gap?
sometimes I do things and then I realize what I did, and like, 'cause people's reminders have to, like, people's reactions have to remind me that what I do isn't normal. One of my friends literally, like, I have a friend. He's like, he does biology stuff, biochemistry stuff, but I know he's knowledgeable about biology stuff. So I just decided to ask him, hey, but the question that I was just wondering, I was just Googling, I'm like, hey, why this? And he's just like, oh, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Probably not the most normal question to receive when you wake up.
You think?
Hey, he took it in sport. He gave me a satisfactory meme answer.
Oh, cutscene. Zim, come here, quick. My bracelet is gone. I know I had it on when I got here, but now it's gone and I can't find it anywhere. I'll never find another one like it. clearly it's too important that just buying a new one's gonna be bad. I'm really sorry. Maybe it'll wash up on another shore. I can't bear to think of it at the bottom of the ocean. Sorry, Great-Grandma. I lost your precious bracelet. Please forgive me. Ah. Could he have dropped it nearby?
I'm staring at those seagulls.
I don't know if that's what you're staring at, actually.
Well, right now I'm staring at the stream. It's beside the point, okay?
Sure, sure.
I don't have access to any of my tools, so...
You don't have to like it, Gav. I know you're very excited about this sketch.
Okay, it's pretty, but at the same time, you know, look. It's hot, but I'm not gonna sit here staring at it for more than a couple minutes. I appreciate it, and then I'll probably come back to it.
A couple minutes? A couple minutes?
Yeah. Look, my brain is too impatient to stare at something for more than a couple minutes.
Is that... You found it! Oh. He is giving me a smooch. I won't forget what you did for me here. Oh, and another cutscene. It's a good thing you turned up, lad. I've got a bit of a problem I could use a paw with. It'd be best if I just showed ya. Take a deep breath now. Oh! He's got crabs.
Understandable.
Also, this is what Raijin sent to Gib Gab.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to... Oh, okay.
I mean, it's safe.
It is safe. Legally safe.
There's nothing safe about that.
As you can see and smell, the old girls ran wild last night. My experiment needs a little work. Why is Gus here? Ooh, back at it again, huh, Willie? They look fresh, all right. These are the finest, meatiest crabs you'll ever set your eyes on. They be a little too feisty, though. I'll take the whole lot. With a discount for the extra labor, of course. Am I getting paid for helping clean these up? Looks like we got them all. Goodbye, my sweet ladies. Psst, Sim, don't tell Willie, but I'll be doing a special on crab cakes at the saloon for the next few days. Oh, hey! I can have a kitty bobber. Nope, we're going with the duck. Quack.
Yeah, there you go. If it makes you happy, I don't want to pet crabs. Crabs are kind of spooky.
He'll jump into the sun. He'll fly into a hurricane. He'll pet an alligator. But crabs, no.
Oh, you forgot the sharks.
Okay. Have you seen people petting sharks when they're just like little water puppies?
Oh, it was supposed to be a shark? Oops. Here, let me fix that sketch.
Oh no, he'll pet both.
I thought you were talking about alligators. Wait, you were?
Yeah, I was. I was talking about. I'll pet all of them. I will pet. The most terrifying animal I want to pet is an eel, probably.
Oh, that one would set Rex off.
Why?
He really does not like eels.
You know, that's fair. I see the moray eel, right? And it is absolutely terrifying. I kind of want to pet it, honestly.
It's terrifying. I want to pet it.
Yes! Yes. If it can't bite me or break me in half, it's not hot, okay? I mean, what? Or at least petable. But I want to pet the moray eel. The moray eel is cute. Don't put your hand in the thing. Don't put your hand in its home. Don't pet it when it's trying to feed.
Don't put your paw in the thing.
Yeah, and I forgot what their den, I think. There's a specific term for the little hidey hole they have. Don't put your hand in weird holes in the ocean. But you know, all I'm saying is, if there was a moray eel and it was placid and I could pet it safely, I would. You just do what a puppy. What a puppy's neck. Actually, no, never mind. Scratch that. The most dangerous animals I want to. The most dangerous animal I want to pet is a geese. A goose. One of those. The angry, evil bird. I don't like seagulls though. Seagulls are bad, but geese are cute. and evil.
Okay. I've been sitting here like, when do I get the boat thing? Because I wanted to go check out that island more. Apparently, I will not be, because that is after I complete the community center. And I wanted to look that up real quick.
Ah. Oh, how long until we can complete it?
We are getting really close, actually.
Yeah, you're only missing like 2 or 3 of the thingies, right?
Yeah.
Also, Rufus, what do you mean you're scary? Are you a crab? Oh, well, look. The zodiac signs are stinky anyway. My zodiac sign is, if you ask me seriously, anyway, I need to head home. Yep. And if you ask me as a meme, oh yeah, my zodiac sign is whatever diagnoses you with ADHD. Like, yeah, okay, they are like, zodiac signs are basically designed to be that, like, yeah, you can kind of put yourself in them basically, no matter what they say, because they're really generalized and whatnot. But sometimes some of them are just like, It really sounds like this person should see a therapist.
I think it's horse.
Alpha would be happy. I got snack. I don't want to get the horse. Why do you get the horse? How rude.
I didn't realize it was a competition of some sort.
Not a competition. I'm just jealous. I really should watch Gemini Man one of these days. Man, it's like so terrible, but also so fun to watch. Watching a high frame rate movie is a trip. Oh, so what's up, son?
Oh, I want to move my greenhouse, but alas, I cannot.
Space.
I have to go clear up space. And of course, she's not going to be here when I'm done.
I mean, you can leave it ready for tomorrow, right?
Trying to catch her can be a pain.
Fair enough. continues to be funny every time when someone I know is like, excuse me, just because I like ponies and My Little Pony and I have a pony OC does not make me a furry. I am not a furry. And they like adamantly hold to that, and then like a few years later it's like, yeah, no, I'm a furry.
Yeah, a lot of the people that adamantly insist they are not furries are in fact furries.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely admit to some extent that it can be a little bit of a weird like line to toe, and it depends on how you like consider yourself. Because like, the thing I find funny is, right, like, this is like, for me it was more of like, do I consider myself a part of the community? Like I didn't really used to engage in furry media at all. At most I would look at art. But for the most part, for me, it used to be more MLP stuff more than anything. So I didn't really consider there to be a big overlap. And not as like I don't like furry, but more as like a I just didn't really identify with that. And then, you know, things change over time. But for this friend, it's just really funny because for like years they were like, no, I am not a furry. I don't want to have a persona. I don't do furry. I don't do furcon. I don't do fursuit. And I'm like, you repost furry art all the time, and you like it. It's like, it's a little bit of a hard sell, right? Yeah, but I don't really engage with the fandom. You commission furry artists, who also tend to draw MLP, to be fair. But you commission furry artists. You talk to furries all the time. You have multiple times stated that you would make a fursona, and you know what you would make your fursona. You just don't, you know, do it. And you have actively stated you want to go to a furcon. And it would be that like, okay, yes, but I'm still not a furry. And then like a few weeks ago, it's just like, yeah, okay, I'll be, to be fair, I am a furry. So even like me, where I didn't even interact with many of the people, just like, he doesn't even go for like people who draw MLP art only, or like people whose primary thing is MLP art. One of the reasons I found it so funny is because a lot of his art was a lot more furry coded than like it was pony coded. Like you would see elements more familiar to like furry artists specifically, even down to the way they draw the fur. So it's always just one of those like, just gosh. Some people's kids, you know. Oh, you know.
Oh, jeez, hi.
Snack? No, that's cool.
It just came zooming at me out of nowhere. Startled me a little bit.
Got it. Spooked. I don't know why I stare at your screen, your like Twitch stream when I have your Discord stream open. Wacky. But yeah, I don't know, it's just, this is one of those funny things. And to be fair, we didn't really push it too much on him. It was just like, occasionally, and then we just poke fun him, but he pretty much came to it on his own. Admittedly, I don't really think there's much use in like telling someone, no, you are a furry, because part of it is just like a self-identification. Like, what if just don't self-identify, you know? That's it.
Yeah.
But still, it is still funny. Why are you finding sands? Okay, fine, papyrus.
Because they are here for some reason. And I am trying to find out what is over here. This is an exploratory expedition.
And this game really be like the chill farming simulator, and then you go to some weird unexplored cave with skulls and skeletons.
Very angry floating skulls.
Yeah. Not having a good time mode. You have any healing?
I have cookies.
Okay, because they should heal way more than I thought they would. Dang.
Yeah, I really appreciate when you guys throw cookies at me. They're very helpful.
Throw stuff at you? Okay. Yeah, I help.
Ooh.
Dark sword. Vampiric. I guess that means I give you HP on every hit.
That is my assumption.
If it reaches 2 a.m. here, do you also, like, get dumped?
Yeah, I just immediately pass out.
Oh dear. You should be able to get back out, or are you just gonna go as deep as you can?
I've got a totem to get back to my farm.
Oh.
Okay, that vampiric did not seem to heal me.
Either it's not a healing thing, or it's just the type of enemy.
It might be the type of enemy.
Yeah, I don't know how much blood you can suck out of a skeleton.
It's weird that they had these, blocks that I could not break, and yet nothing of any real interest on the other side. But I got a cursed mannequin, apparently. You can dress it up however you like and pray that it doesn't come to life while you sleep. Oh.
Maybe you should leave it where it is.
Well, that was honestly rather underwhelming. Like, Zeta mentioned that he had never actually gone that way, and I really wanted to see what was over there. And apparently nothing.
Hi, Spooky.
Good morning, Spooky.
See, that to me is the real butt clenching hours of this game. When you're like, will I be able to make it in time? And it's like, sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, I got there with like just enough time to be there. Like, you know, not on the line, but pretty close. And you have somewhere you're like getting in bed at 150.
Yeah. Though, unfortunately, this is where I will be calling the stream tonight, everybody. I really appreciate you all so very much for coming by and hanging out with me, though. You guys are amazing. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/ZGFgaming. It's one of the best ways to help out the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as picking up some packs of cards to stream loot, grabbing some merch over at zgfgaming.store, or commissioning one of the artists that I manage for, such as Raijin, who I brought up that nice art from him just a little bit ago. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Doop doop.